Let's talk about what's going on with LeBron James. This guy's causing controversy. He tweets, then deletes, call for accountability in the shooting death of Columbus 16-year-old Ma'Khia Bryant. James tweeted, then deleted a picture Wednesday afternoon of the police officer who was believed to have fatally shot Bryant, writing, "You're next." Accountability. The problem, well, I'll read a little bit more. They say less than 24 hours after he tweeted accountability, following former Minneapolis officer Derek Chauvin being found guilty, LeBron James took to social media again to call for accountability in the shooting of a 16-year-old girl in a now deleted tweet. Ma'Khia Bryant, a young black girl, was shot and killed by a Columbus police officer Tuesday while yielding a knife and reportedly attempting to stab another female. Bryant's death has since sparked national outrage. I got to stop here and just give my respect to these journalists who literally have a video of the woman of the 16-year-old girl shoving a woman against a car, taking the knife and pulling it back and then thrusting forward, and they say reportedly attempting to stab.
Wielding. Should be wielding.
It says
yielding.
yielding
Yeah, what
a
the
knife.
heck?
Yep,
Copy
they messed
editor.
that up.
Yeah.
Yielding a knife? Does that make sense?
I thought you
yielding
just,
a knife makes no
I
sense.
thought maybe you went to public school like me and you just
Read it wrong?
read it wrong.
I didn't go to high school.
I was going to say something too.
So maybe I did. No, it says
what were you
yielding.
gonna say?
Yeah, it does. That's
Did
why.
you say yielding?
Are you
Yeah.
implying that the author Hope Sloop from WKYC went to public school as well?
Okay, well, quickly, how do you spell yielding?
What, Y-I-E-L-D-I-N-G?
You sure it's not Y-E-I?
Why, it's Y-I-E.
Okay, is there any shame?
In spelling it wrong?
Yeah,
Not really. I don't know. I don't care.
exactly.
Just need a copy.
Spelling it
editor.
wrong, no, but if you write a completely different word than what you meant to write,
It's
that's
like
a
it-
little
Right,
different.
right.
It's okay not to know 9 times 6, except if you're counting other people's money,
That's
right?
right.
So when you're on the block
Yep.
and you're facing that, why doesn't LeBron James shut up? Why didn't the media shut up? Why didn't the country shut up? And why don't we move forward in a process where we're not going to blow each other up?
I wish, man.
This is not entertainment. This
Why
is
is LeBron-
killing us.
Yeah. Why is LeBron James? You know the problem I have is this dude. When all this China stuff is going down with Hong Kong, the NBA takes the side of China over the protesters in Hong Kong demanding freedom, liberty, respect. So this guy now has the nerve to come out, and it's just like, I don't know, man.
He's just another look. If you take it out the fact that it's LeBron James, he's just another dude with Twitter, right? But it is LeBron James, and then even LeBron James, if we could dial it down, he understands what he did.
That's why I deleted it.
Well, and that's maybe we give him some credit.
Yeah.
Like maybe I went too crazy there. Maybe we should calm down. I don't want any war.
You know what the problem is, though, man? The reason he says things like this, I know he deleted it. That's true. So fine. I respect for deleting it for sure. Right thing to do.
Maybe he could say, "Man, I went too far there. I would
Yeah.
do it." You know,
But
but
you know-
I made mistakes,
But look what's happening now in the wake of the guilty verdict for Derek Chauvin. All of
which
these,
was correct.
You think the verdict was correct? Guilty on all
Yeah,
charges?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I think well, that's cool.
Guilty on all
I'm not
charges?
gonna hate you for it.
No.
Looked like murder to me, dude.
Yeah, but second degree murder, like manslaughter, I understand. You know what I mean? Like I say, like you could make an argument for
Well,
manslaughter.
first degree murder is premeditated.
yeah.
Second is you did it and you knew you were gonna do it.
Or you assaulted someone and they died.
And third, and manslaughter is an accident.
right.
Okay.
And third degree murder is like you're acting in a depraved, negligent manner that results in death.
It didn't look like an accident, and it didn't look like he meant to do it when he got up in bed. So what's in the middle? Second degree. If we all believe in our process, if we love this country, and those are the rules.
Oh, this guy just spilled beer on the
snap.
computer.
Hey, don't tell him it's beer.
It's fine.
Here,
Everything's
use
fine.
Would it make it worse if it was water?
I got paper towels.
Probably got to get that off the computer before you
Here.
I
blow
think
it up.
My
Here.
problem with that Chauvin thing is that when it came out that he was a high, when that what's his name was high, Floyd was high on fentanyl and methamphetamine,
Yeah.
and that he may have died from like cardiac arrest. That maybe the cop wasn't responsible, and
Or
that,
not only that, but that the prosecution's own witness said that Chauvin was legally allowed to use a taser and chose not to.
So I was questioning whether or not, like, I have reasonable doubt that did the cop being there do it, or was he so stressed that he would have died on the spot anyway?
I would say reasonably. Again,
well, check this out.
See, I can do that.
The second degree murder charge was the felony murder rule. That if you commit felony assault against somebody and they die, you get charged with second degree murder. Derek Chauvin was convicted under the premise that his detaining of George Floyd was felony assault on George Floyd.
Okay, you're too smart for me. I mean, you're really paying attention to this.
Well,
All I know is I saw a dude, and I don't know about you guys. I've had my ass beat by the police because that's where I come from, right?
Yeah.
I saw a dude acting in a crazy, irrational manner. That's usually when police show up. But I don't expect him to be dead at the end of it. And sometimes it does happen. But I'm looking at 9 minutes of a guy crying for his mama. Get off his neck. And he did. Yeah, well, he's dead.
So this is the thing. I think a lot of people, like I followed the trial. I watched the trial. Most people probably didn't. Derek Chauvin's knee was not consistently on Floyd's neck.
Chauvin should have spoke for himself.
Yeah.
Like I lost it. I blanked out. I have stress. You should have said something for yourself.
Got a constitutional right to the Fifth Amendment.
You absolutely do. And you decided to take that. And now.
I thought you said it really interesting.
Nah, he was going to jail no matter what. And this is the point.
Prison.
When you see
prison,
right?
Prison
For life,
different
for the rest
than
of his
jail.
life. So it's not a life conviction, but all the years combined. LeBron James tweeting this, right? We have a whole bunch of left-wing activists saying in no uncertain terms, the only reason Chauvin was convicted is because they burned the city down. That's not justice.
No, it's dumbass to burn the city down.
But they did.
But show
figuratively, like they burned down a bunch of different buildings in the city and smashed a bunch of windows. Whenever you say they burned the city down, you get all these journalists being like, false, Minneapolis is still a city. It still exists. Did we mean they burned down a bunch of buildings? Calm down.
You wanted to say, brother?
Yeah, you said earlier that this isn't entertainment, man. People are treating this like reality TV, and it's destroying people. It's making people, they're forgetting that it's real life. And
no, they live on the internet, bro.
Yeah,
that's
that's true, right? But there's a swath of America where it's really important, whether it be Black America or Blue America and all in between. To some people, it's really serious. To too many of us, it's a ratings grab. Yeah. And I don't want to be that guy. I want to be the guy that tries to bring something.
You used to work at the New York Times, and where else?
Fox.
And were you the kind of guy that chased ratings in the beginning of your career?
I've never chased ratings. Never. I just figured if you did go work, it would do what it would do. And mostly journalism, right, doesn't get any ratings. So you don't have to worry about it. You can just be in the crowd with everybody.
That all changed, though, in the past several years.
Yeah, but now tell me, you might get ratings, but who's doing anything that lasts? Look at anything we're talking about, anything we're watching. Tell me, you out there, any of this stuff, are you going to show your grandchildren? One thing you're going to put in your drawer and go, I was alive.
Dude. The likelihood that any of these journalists, I'm doing air quotes, would show their grandchildren the things they've done in terms of their work is laughable.
Yikes.
Could you imagine an 80-year-old guy being like, come here, little Billy. This is when I wrote 5 pictures of Brad Pitt's junk. I won an internet award for that one.
Billy.
It's going to be in a book. I met your grandmother when I worked at BuzzFeed. Here's an article she wrote where she said, Trump is literally worse than Hitler. I really don't think they're going to be going to their grandkids and being proud of that stuff.
I got to say, to make it all about me, my time at the New York Times, my wife kept everything I wrote, and she cut them, and she put them in these big, gigantic clip books. So there's 3 of these things.
That's what I'm saying.
They're like for my great-grandchildren. And then all the stuff I wrote for the New York Times was bound in a book, and they've translated into Polish, and it's coming out. So I feel like I just wrote about, nice guy Nick and Easy Eddie and regular people, and that's the word of the stuff.
If you're doing, what would you call it, like human interest pieces?
All of it. You take human interest plus news and you wrap it into something that somebody wants to read and is consumable.
This is the thing, if they were writing articles where it's like, Genesis Bakery won an award, the community is very happy.
I think that stink bug is
making you feel sick, huh? Yeah. Maybe that's why I spilled the beer. If you were in a story that wasn't particularly globally consequential, but it was a good story about the community and about the things going on, I think that's something you want to show your kids or your grandkids. But these people at some of these news outlets writing about Brad Pitt's junk and what was there one article? It was like written by some feminist, what did she call it? It was like guys with tight pants, you could see their junk.
Yep.
and it was like, look at all these guys in tight pants. I'm like, congratulations, that journalism degree is paying off. But you know what the
Maybe
problem?
she likes guys in tight pants.
But here's the thing: journalism's become a ratings industry. You know, so they want the clicks, they want the ads.
Well, necessarily so, because the underpinnings of it have disappeared. So you now got to give people what they want.
So
there is a responsibility of people to.
Back in the day, was it like one really wealthy person would subsidize a company to study and report on anything, regardless of its popularity or clickbaitiness?
It's a combination of factors. Marketing was a big play. So I think correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. Yeah, definitely. Reuters. Do you know about the history of Reuters? Thomson Reuters? No. My understanding is that the news department was just an advertising for like legal documents or something. I don't know the full history, so I'm probably getting it wrong. But I've been to their headquarters a couple times. My understanding was that they have a private business, and the news outlet advertised their business. So that was a big thing. These newspapers would sell ads in the papers. They'd sell the paper itself. So if you're selling the paper, you're covering your costs. You're selling ads, you're making more money. And the only place to get media was in these papers. Then you want to sell as many papers as possible. When you're competing with only a small handful of, very powerful and big newspapers in a major city, you got to make sure you're reaching a certain number of people. So for a period, news outlets were trying to hit the lowest common denominator. That meant the news coverage was always fairly close to the middle because they didn't want to offend the left. They didn't want to offend the right. So they had to keep it fairly balanced if they want to maximize the amount of views they were going to get. Nowadays, you got infinite choices. You go online, you can get your news from anybody.
Sure, yeah.
So now everyone's like, screw it, let's just go.
Give me what I want.
They're investors who will invest in a company that does nothing but crazy far leftist stuff, crazy far right-wing stuff, and they're like, I got my finger in both outlets, so I'm making money. I don't care what.
Silos.
Right, exactly.
You know what I know about Reuters? When they built the new Reuters building in Times Square, I was there soup to nuts, and I did a series of stories on the iron workers, the guys that lay the steel. And the Mohawk Indians have been building the skyscrapers in New York since 1900.
Wow, really?
And there's a whole sort of book about them. There's a whole genre about them. And I took it to them, and I said, do you know these guys? Well, that was my grandpa.
Cool.
Well, that was my uncle. What happened to him? He fell and he died. And I wrote the next chapter in that. So I don't know about Reuters, but I know that I captured the Mohawk Indians in the next generation. And that's what I like to do.
You know what I think one of the problems with news is it doesn't need to be the biggest story that's going to change the world where you're going to win, you're going to be put up on stage and everyone's going to cheer for you and clap. It just has to be good stories that are important for a variety of reasons. Sometimes they're stories that are uplifting and inspire people. Sometimes they're calling out bad behavior from politicians, exposing corruption. And too much of the journalism we have today, you can't even call it journalism. It's tabloid trash. It's, listicles.
That's why they're coming here. They'd like to be talked. Somebody be straight with me. I'm sure.
Definitely.
These hundreds of thousands of people that listen, they don't agree with everything you're saying.
No, mostly it was funny. We had Will Chamberlain here. And I'm like,
You had Will Chamberlain here?
Yeah.
Not Wilt Chamberlain.
Not the stilt.
Yeah. Will Chamberlain.
Oh, Will.
The attorney.
Will.
The conservative. He runs humanevents.com. But
He ain't no Will Chamberlain.
No,
I'll
not
tell you
yet.
that right now.
the stilts.
Right, Will Chamberlain.
We disagreed, and everybody in the super chats are like, Tim, you're wrong. Tim, you're wrong. Tim, you're wrong. Will's right. But I guess so long as I'll tell you something that people like. When you brought up your position on Derek Chauvin, and then I presented a counterpoint, you said, well, you know more than I do. That's the kind of attitude people expect from what journalists are supposed to have. That if you have an opinion on something, you're willing to say, okay, well, I'll learn more about it and, correct me if I'm wrong.
You call me a journalist. I'm a reporter, bro.
Reporter. Honest guy.
You want to know the difference?
Honest guy. How about that? What's the difference?
I do my best, but the difference between a journalist and a reporter is a journalist went to Ivy League. No, I know I'm going to get that BS from a journalist can type without looking. Reporters do it with fingers. A reporter drinks with the public.
Yeah.
In public. And a journalist drinks in private with the public official.
That's what they do.
This whole thing about journalism, you're a reporter. That's all you are.
Yeah, but these people over at CNN, they're the ones sitting down.
Those guys.
I mean, look at Cuomo's brother is Cuomo on CNN.
Fredo?
And
What a phony. All right, dude, I've been in the basement. I'm coming up. I'm coming up.
And his
I've
son,
been in the basement.
his son's
You were
face.
found in the Hamptons on your bicycle. Your brother's over there writing a book and throwing old people in the nursing homes who infect other old people. Garbage. 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 That's what we don't need. Sorry, that's my...
Yeah, when-
I would 100% agree with everything you just did.
Yes.
But that's the point. These are journalists. They complain every day about the insults and the threats against journalists when they're literally the brothers of corrupt government officials who do bits with giant Q-tips instead of actually telling the people, and they lie about having
Did
COVID.
you ever, Chris, you? I never seen you on the block. You're a rich kid. I never saw you do any reporting. Did you ever go to a nursing home? Because I went to the nursing homes and I picked up the dead bodies with the body collector to get a look at the nursing homes. Did you? I mean, you're not the moralizer, dude. I don't know who you are. I didn't grow up with you. I didn't.
No, he's the guy who covered it
Oh,
up.
come on, man. And I got, it's not political. It's fake theater and we don't need it. Do some work. If you got the work, I'll believe you. If you can present it with some pizzazz, then I like you.
You are preaching to the choir.
Yes.
And they're all cheering for what you're saying. The media industry in this country is just a bunch of people who are, like I said, what, stenographers for the state, huh?
Yeah, you got to pay. You know, if you don't pay, then you're not going to get the highest quality. Because to defend the current reporter, they got him doing 18 things a day. You know, you are a stenographer. The governor said this. You don't even got time to check out if what the governor said was right.
Yeah.
You're just pushing it. I'm against it.
But you do have to assume anything Trump would say was wrong.
Yeah, look,
That was the other thing.
Trump's a mess.
For sure.
Trump's a mess. But there's some things he did that were correct. Like the vaccines here.
But how about, for some reason, the media always said he was wrong? Like, come on, a broken clock is right twice a day. If you're saying he's wrong all the time, so we got problems.
Well, the majority of the media did. The ones wearing the blue jacket, right?
Yep, that's right.
And then the ones wearing the red jacket said he could do no wrong. What about us who wear the vests? We're just here in the middle,
they're
trying to get along.
but they're gone, bro. It's like
No, it's the audience and it's us.
Yeah,
We're not gone.
That's true.
We're not. We just
I'll-
want something.
I'll put it this way: the guys in the red jackets, you know, they work for smaller and much less ubiquitous news outlets. They're not the prominent mainstream corporate media in this country.
What? What are you talking about? Fox News?
Fox News is one channel. You got CBS, NBC, ABC.
Oh, well, I
MSNBC,
didn't say it
HLN.
wasn't. Well, everybody knows that.
They're
you know,
mainstream media for sure.
Yeah.
So, but
reporters are mainly liberal. That's
but
true.
listen.
I know. I worked at the New York Times.
But I'm agreeing with you.
I voted for Obama twice
What I'm saying is,
and Ronald Reagan.
you have much fewer of the guys in the red jackets than the guys in the blue jackets.
Yeah, but here's the thing. How about everybody take off the jackets and just do what's supposed to be done? Sometimes the guy in the red jacket's wrong, and you're wearing a red jacket.
That's
Right? You're supposed to be wearing a non-collared shirt when you're doing what we're doing. You just regular.
Well, now you
Try
got
to call it as you see it, based in fact.
But check this out. You got people like Matt Taibbi, Glenn Greenwald, and Michael Tracy. Are you familiar with those guys?
Matt's a friend of mine.
Yeah, exactly. Those are the legit guys that are wearing the vest. There's very few people actually doing journalism, but they're the guys who will come out and say something like, you know, Trump was right about this, that, and this, but wrong about all these other things, and Trump's got attitude problems.
As it should be done.
But why is it when you go to the New York Times, you go to CNN, they're wearing the blue jacket? Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. If you want to see the full show, come back to this channel, youtube.com/TimcastIRL, Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., where you can leave comments and super chat, and we actually will read your comments on the show. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and if you want exclusive members-only content, segments you can't get anywhere else, go to timcast.com, become a member, and we even have full bonus episodes. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.